And I'm gonna try my best to hold myself back from entering the 5th dimension.
Did you want to finish your empanada?
Now then. Will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand?
Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I have done these past 2 weeks.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course.
I'm losing fucking track of my voices now.
The truth.
Lana! No matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant.
See, if I was that cunty of a little sister, though, I'd be like, if you don't testify the truth right the hell now, I'm gonna go commit a crime, and I will make sure I go to jail. So fucking tell the truth. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get to Grant.
Gant.
Gant. Sorry, I keep putting an R there where it doesn't need to be there. Come on. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. You're full of shit.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure.
But Lana!
If this is true, that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning.
That's what I'm saying.
Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
What if she's telling the truth? She's not telling the truth. We all know it.
She's not. I know my own sister.
Quit reading my mind.
Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Okay, fuckwit. I'm gonna have to beat your skull in with a frying pan.
You only gotta press one statement.
Okay, because there's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated it all myself.
As for the frying pan,
You say you did this all by yourself? Yes.
would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
Yeah, please, enlighten us.
You can't. Can you? Because you didn't. Did you? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award was stuck in the victim's body. No, it wasn't. What? Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. Okay. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement.
Except you will. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with even more lies.
All just to protect me.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and moved the body. I need to know more about this. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound?
And then you moved the body?
But why? Why would you do that?
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. Why'd you move it? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk.
But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body.
Pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my... Pieces of the jar. You mean... Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
Except I smell some...
Bullshit!
Thank you.
I see.
What's the matter, Emma?
Apparently the jar that shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere.
Yeah, don't worry. Like, I also kind of read Dark as Drake as well.
Yeah. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. The jar has to be involved. It's a matter of the real jar or the drawing of the jar. Or the picture of the jar. I don't think it's the picture of the jar. I'm thinking it's the drawing of the jar. Well, hold on, let me see. Okay. No, the drawing wouldn't do anything. It has to be the jar itself. It's unstable, sure. But how to confirm that?
Only way to find out.
Pieces of the jar that were shattered during the events threatened my plan.
How would there have been Emma written on it if it was already shattered?
That is fair. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring it to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. Contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, the message was written on the jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar!
Order! Order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here.
Something critical?
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed.
What?
Sorry, just checking on the babies. Just tell us exactly what you saw.
We saw you paying attention to us! Give us attention!
We will soon. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, and so I was sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Okay.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time.
She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Okay. No, you couldn't have. It was fucking dark! So the jar was already broken. It's a miracle the thing hadn't broken earlier.
Certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case.
But not as feeble as the judge's judgment.
You are an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
Normally I would have. But it was dark in the room, I didn't have time to check it out. Okay. To be safe, I wiped away the... With what? I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
What do you mean?
If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. So you knew it was on it, bitch. What else could I have done in that situation?
Lana!
I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. The fragments were large, so I'm sure... But how could you see with the power out?
Bullshit.
It should...
Bullshit!
It should have been pitch black in that office. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me.
Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go.
But it only lights up with blood, sweetie. I never miss anything. I got every last piece.
Did you though?
No, you didn't. No, you fucking... No! You fucking didn't! No! You fucking... I have to present this fucking thing again?!
Yeah.
I have to present this goddamn... You did not get every piece, motherfucker! Like, from one older sister to another. Fucking stop!
Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you weren't aware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In Chief Gant's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about the final piece. There was... still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you.
But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
Ace detective!
Damn, you took my joke.
That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. You believe that?
Shh. It's okay, Judge.
Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying that this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar?
The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that?
Wait. I'm not the one on trial here.
I'm just saying, you said no for no reason.
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called?
Fabrication of evidence.
But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterward?
We have a meowing kitty yelling at us.
I hope
it! Hurry up and solve it!
I hope the mic isn't picking that up. Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her this aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Drake. Dark, I know. Sparing Emma. Therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the chief's puppet. Ow.
No, I did it on my own.
Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief! I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake!
No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client.
I guess you do seem the type of like to twist the truth.
Bruh.
Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap?
There's something wrong, Mr. Wright.
Lana may be right after all.
What do you mean, right?
Oh, I've just spiraled into the potential 5th dimension.
Lay it on me.
Gant, you son of a bitch! Gant was the one who murdered people. And is blaming it on Emma because Emma has no reliable memory. Emma pushed someone,
fuck.
sure, but it was never confirmed whether or not she actually did push him into the knife. That's just something we said and she mentally accepted. However, if Gant got there first, then Gant might have turned off the lights, or if they went off, Gant used the advantage of the dark lights, and the reason why she may have seen the jar, again, he threw the fucking thing!
Oh no.
Gant set it all up and made Lana think Emma killed someone, or Emma might know the truth and is using, or Lana might know the truth and Emma is the blackmails being like, if you don't, I'll make it look like Emma did it. And there's no way to prove that he did it because it has Emma's prints all over. It could 100% have been that Neil Marshall probably even didn't write the name. It was potentially Grant. Gant. Maybe Gant wrote it in it with Marshall's blood. All they have to do is get, while Marshall was alive, use his blood, smear it on the vase, break it over the fucking Dark's head to make him unconscious. And there you have your entire scene. You slippery son of a... If I have entered the 5th dimension and figured all this out, I don't know what I'll do. I have no money to treat myself, but I'll pat myself on the back really hard. But nonetheless. So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
I do remember knocking over Marshall.
But you don't remember Marshall landing on the fucking blade! Miss Sky, if you will.
I can't.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
All right. The witness may testify once more, for the final time.
When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it was all really a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor's sword?
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof.
Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright this morning.
What? To me?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. It's in the book, isn't it?
Something tells me it might be. But there's no way to check until we have to check it.
Pretty much. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture.
I don't remember receiving any picture from Lana.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem
to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. Give me. Open. Oh, wait. Nope, I thought I saw it. Wait.
This can't be it. Oh, no, that's... Oh, right.
Oh.
She brings with her a camera everywhere.
She does?
She says she brings a pocket light and a camera.
Oh, no.
Hey, there's a picture here.
Oh, no.
This is actual crime scene.
No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contact Criminal Affairs only after I had arranged everything. Lana's picture inserted into the court record.
Mr. Wright! A piece cut off from his vest! Could it...
The leather vest that has her handprint on it. Well, if you found this, I
told her.
Safe. What's this?
Why would we not tell her?
Because we don't know if how involved is she. So it wasn't until the actual trial that we found that she was truly the one who pushed Marshall. I agree that it was bad to not tell her, but would you really want to tell her, like, hey, by the way, we found this piece of evidence inside of a locker. It might be something very incriminating. Best be careful.
That cloth. It had fingerprints on it.
There's fingerprints that might be the real murderer. Do you want me to pause? What? But those fingerprints are yours, Emma.
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer.
Very well.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I'm just fucking with voice mod anyway.
Very well. Then arrest me now begin his cross-examination.
Alright. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit. And... Come now, Ajay.
God damn it.
This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen.
Chief Gant.
What, now you want to make me out as the bad guy too?
Yes.
If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense.
Also, you can hear me just fine, right? Or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to make sure because I'm not hearing the thing from Discord. I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What?
You already declined to testify, sister. That means you forfeited your right to make any sort of statement, to make statements of any sort.
Yep. It came with risks. You accepted those risks. Back the fuck up.
So shit it.
This must be that risk we were talking about earlier.
Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
So what? Think I'm worried?
Yes.
You wouldn't have appeared if you weren't. Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence.
Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean... you still have some conclusive evidence?
Pardon me 1 minute, I just need to remind myself of a certain rule set. Oh, please, give me something that I can absolutely rub in your face with the back of my heel, sir. Please, I want to see this. There would only be one reason I would get this book. Give me that reason. No, I don't, but someone does.
Someone?
So, what's your excuse, Righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over near Marshall, causing his death. Oh, so you're equating a handprint to a push to a death rather than just a push. Do you have evidence that the push is what landed him on the spike? Or was it something else? Because I believe that requires conclusive evidence as well. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt.
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
I show that piece of evidence now. I'm as sure to be made out as the murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
So I knew now. I'd better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? One that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? He can't make any statements, so he can't necessarily approve or the police department of this evidence. 2, this leather piece is not relevant to the case on trial, the case on trial being...
Yeah, this is one of those 3 steps ahead moment.
I'm 3 steps ahead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you did, it would have been an automatic game over.
Your Honor, I do not have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie! Chief Gant? Sorry.
Chief Gant?
You opened my safe! I know you took what was inside! A conclusive evidence!
Is that so? Evidence that you hid in your safe?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why did you show them? We found it together! Oh, it's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? Looks like
It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence.
And you have conclusive evidence, and you just verified it with your own verbal statement that you were concealing evidence.
This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
Did someone make a fucky wucky?
I think someone made a fucky wucky.
impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer.
Not with that attitude.
I'll tell you what really happened.
Oh, so you're revoking your right to not testify.
Right?
What? You mean you admit to it?
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene. It would then occur to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
So you really were manipulating her?
I knew Lana. I made it look like the blame lay with her sister. That's when she saw the crime scene. She would ask for my aid.
So you assisted this guy.
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene. 2 pieces of evidence. You mean those items in your safe?
But why?
For insurance, of course.
Insurance?
I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jaw fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces.
But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too?
Ho ho ho! Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come now, Righto, cough it up already. I know you have it.
No?
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you admit to it then, Chief Gant. That you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
I would like you to recall the exact words that I use. I do not have any evidence to present at that moment, Your Honor. Words matter in this courtroom.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up, victory is mine.
I still can't show it. I'm wondering if I still cannot show it.
You can now.
I'm wondering, because if I do okay. Logically, it would still fall under
Relevant to the case on trial. It technically is unregistered.
But this piece of cloth is relevant, let's be real.
Shall be shown without the approval, and technically he did approve. Alright, let's play. Your Honor, I do have the evidence to present now.
Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
I could just be like, this picture, it's a picture of you, because you did it.
Look at this photograph.
It has to be the piece of cloth. Just as a confirmation.
Take that!
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, yes. At last, you finally brought it out to the open.
There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean?
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
Ho, ho, ho. You are slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Wright had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that?
Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person whom these fingerprints belong to is... Why am I leaning towards Gant? I'm like, no, the fingerprints that we found were of Emma. But we did just ask the question, you touched the leather and cut it out yourself. Just to confirm, it's Emma?
Take that!
Emma? Emma Sky?
They're mine?
Sorry, Emma.
But why didn't you tell me?
Good question.
Oh ho ho ho! You're really something, Wright. You knew this girl did it all along. You still tried to pin the murder on me.
Oh, we still will. Don't worry about that bitch.
We never said that she killed him. We simply said that she pushed him.
So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
Are we certain that the push is what killed him? How could you monster!
Sky.
You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet.
What?
I said this trial isn't over yet. Ha! But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only for this trial, but your career, too. Motherfucker, when did I ever assume that the push was what killed him? Besides, with a jump like that so high, a motherfucker would have to be that tall in order to be able to push him to his death. A little girl pushing him like that probably wouldn't have gotten him too far.
Not only that, but there is a contradiction on the cloth.
You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. Can I get a word in now? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels proves how it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer.
Bitch, when did I blame her?
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was U.S.A, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool blabbing about?
I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is.
Like, I'm surprised it took me this long to figure it out, too.
Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold a piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth.
Okay. I need to think real hard about this. Wait.
There it is.
Oh, you beautiful son of a bitch!
Atta girl.
And what exactly is this supposed to be? Proof that your scheming ass knows how to clean up pretty fucking well. I wonder, how much bleach would one need to get blood out of leather? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes, his shirt is showing underneath.
That's the judge.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, it is not. His shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood in his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's solely natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth.
I don't see any blood on there, do you?
Except only just a handprint.
Wait, there's no blood on it.
Ah! Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she did shove the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time.
No, this is nonsense.
Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside.
He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out.
If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the honor's sword? Oh my god, I can't believe I was right. I can't believe my bitch ass was right. Oh my god, I can't believe my bitch ass was right.
Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it.
Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Though, through the very act of creating insurance, you prove that you were the actual murderer. No! I can't scream it. It's finally all over. Really? Truly? A face like yours, sweating and pouting? Like a puppy dog with his tail between his legs? It's mildly cute. To the extent that I want to kick your face in. With a high heel stiletto. Interesting.
It was close, Wright. You almost had me.
I don't know, looks like I kind of have
but
you now.
you'll have to do better than that. I refute all your allegations.
What do you mean, you refute his allegations?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence.
Sir,
Order! What nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, G? Earlier, all Righto here concealed that piece of cloth. So, and what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you?
Your Honor, I do not have any evidence that I can present at this point in time. No, sir, you already approved it. You had to
Well,
give your
that's-
approval.
Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
But that's not fair!
Ooh, did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the
Yes.
last laugh on you, son.
Sir?
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
True, illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright?
It's legal.
It seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
I did not. I admit, I refuse to present it at what point.
Aha, so the evidence is illegal.
Objection!
No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It is not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence.
No, Budgie, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe.
There was only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well, let us settle this once and for all. In Smash! Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now.
Handy dandy what?
This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
See what I mean? 3 steps ahead.
What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Miss Guy's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth. Nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law.
Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department.
Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and...
The point, sir. Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago.
No.
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless.
The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant.
You yourself confessed to a certain truth.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, yes. No!
It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth.
The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant, the killer was you! I can't laugh right now, but... Oh god, oh god! Oh Jesus!
The fucking sound of this.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ!
I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum! For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, and then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right.
If the evidence is transferred, I'll only lose my chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me.
Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out.
What are you talking about, Goodman?
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said,
It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall.
well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out.
Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my mistake.
Quick question. I'm sorry to just bring this off the rails, but when you started the game, was it on my profile or yours?
Mine. But the settings of your Switch affect my account.
Right. Okay. No, that explains why when we first started, why my save file wasn't on there. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. It just occurred to me.
Yeah. The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
Then you put the Then you put the body in my car.
I'm sorry. I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will.
Fuck you. Leaving prosecution's cards aside. How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this?
Well, she had just as much to lose if I did if the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker?
I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take.
So, you left the jar fragments in the glove.
Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me. We're the same.
Not even close.
Not even close.
One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Archie.
What?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend.
I'm sorry too, David Gant. I knew you as you used to be, long ago. You were once a fine investigator, an example to others in the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person.
Those days are gone now, Archie. Thanks for all the memories, though.
Thanks for all the fish.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright-o here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning.
This man. This unhinged man. There are two things I want you to understand.
Yes?
First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent.
Right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything.
All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up till today.
So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble.
My. What high standards you have. For a rookie.
I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright.
Sky.
And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
It was nothing.
Liar.
I was worried that the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it. I only did my job.
Give a little quash.
In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky,
Yes, Your Honor?
you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes. I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already.
We
Boy,
say
don't
as
you
we close
fucking
the
know it.
breach 1 a.m.
Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, Not guilty.
Yay!
That is all. Court is adjourned.
Finally, goddamn.
Fuck!
Like, y'all can hear how deep my voice got over the course of this stream.
At long last, it's finally over. Emma?
Now what?
Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she isn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit.
No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended.
I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well.
You know, I did my best too. But Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
You do it one more time, I'm taking all of your brain cells away.
Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Make it the check. This is literally word for word. Make it send around along, do it on top of that. You call me Harrison, Happy Peter, who knows? Hey, line up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Gumshoe! Lana!
Shouldn't you be You know what? Let's make it an even 15. 3 more brain cells for you. Even 15. That was very sweet of you. Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
You deserve those 3. You're not at 15. You're now at 15 brain cells. Emma, I owe you an apology.
It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it.
That day 2 years ago, was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess.
Sis!
I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. Now, I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself. But I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew.
But sis, you were only doing it for me!
No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. And hiding what I believed to be the truth. I was deceiving you.
Sis!
I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma. I'm so sorry.
But sis, you don't have to apologize! I'm happy now.
You're happy.
Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have.
Oh, Emma. Emma.
Oh, God damn it!
Oh, fuck. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. It is from there that we can move on towards a brighter future. Oh. At least, that's what I felt, watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe,
Me?
thank you both for all that you have done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday.
But before that, how about the matter of payment?
Right? Is that right? Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here.
I imagine she's like hiding behind a tree, but still sticking out so obviously.
Right? Where was he hiding?
I just came to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Well, I'll be going now.
Bye.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you.
It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right.
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we are the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone.
I do despise criminals. I planned to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now.
Well, your weapon could be just like you going in with a better mindset and better skill set at your disposal. But Edgeworth,
Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor.
Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I needed a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. Was this a pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about.
Evidence, huh? Something neither an Edgeworth or I have been able to find on our own.
Hey, look at my badge. Look at my badge. Look at my badge.
Well... I mean...
I'm gonna just say it so we can move on.
Yeah.
The evidence list.
Oh, right. You had the other half of it.
Take that!
That's the picture I drew.
Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth.
If you'll excuse me. There are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
Edgeworth! What will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember. You can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you.
I know. Seems like everyone thinks too, right? But what I face now is my problem.
Sure. I'll be waiting for you in court.
Very well.
I'd better be going too.
Okay, but I'll be by to visit soon.
It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, it's a little something for you.
Scientific investigation!
It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well.
Thanks, sis! I will!
Farewell, Lana. And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself.
Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal.
Huh? What is it, detective?
There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story.
Huh?
Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
Huh?
Way to go, detective! I didn't know you had a wild side!
Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here is the one who'll be footing the bill.
I'm going... No. Sweet moment. No. I'm not gonna... No.
You won't, I will.
Huh?
What, you think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Thank you, Mr. Wright,
Also,
you're the best!
A boot for good measure.
And one for Jenny and the Wolf. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream.
Would it sound anything like, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together?
Yeah, that's a great idea! Come on! Come on, guys! Let's go!
Objection!
Oh my god. Woo! It is 1:00 fucking clock. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top corner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back into the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. That's sweet. 9 hours. Holy shit. Almost 10.
Well, it's 10 now. That, you always start like 10 minutes before the hour.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Ah, that was a roller coaster. That was indeed a roller coaster.
Yikes. I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show, you can't check me off that easily.
Did they reduce your pay, though?
Most likely, I'm pretty sure.
Jesus.
Well, no, they said they overlooked it, so...
Fair enough.
He's probably still at, bottom of the barrel pay.
But this was so good!
So yeah, including Rise from the Ashes, what did you think of the first game?
Well, first of all, Megan.
My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. I mean, I thought you were... Whatever. My part is keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm going to make detective.
Then you can be like Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir. Let me be like Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah. This is good. This is a really good game. Would I rank it as top of my, mystery games list? Probably not. But it's a good, in my top... Fuck that thing. In my good, top 5. I'll label it as a top 5.
Now, what about like just in terms of visual novels?
Oh, visual novels is great.
Yeah, because let's be real, the Phoenix Wright is it's a visual novel.
Yeah, it is a visual novel. I think it's a visual novel. It's really, really good. I mean, it is a classic for a reason, and people love it for a reason. I can see why.
What is it? Can't you see him having me a showdown with a steak partner, Miss Star? Well, cowboy, looks like you did it. You even gave that bean a backer smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water?
Oh, the badger died. Yep, the badger had to die. But yeah, I would say top 5 mystery games, visual novels. I would say like top 4. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. A farewell gift. I put a new meal on the menu. The Right Way lunch. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. A fair enough point.
Turnabout.
Very well thought of. Very well done. Very great. Very great crimes. Of course, I'm gonna get frustrated at them, but that's not in judgment of like why it's ranked anywhere on my list.
I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr.
Oh
Left?
my lord.
Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I better be. Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go.
But yeah, I would say, even though the cases frustrated me, they were still enjoyable. They were obviously not my, like, cup of tea half the time, because it very much showed you have to be as slow as the characters in order for you to be able to progress without stepping 3 steps ahead.
Yeah, especially in your case, you know, Miss Author and, like, Mystery Fanatic.
Nothing soothes a soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium.
Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin.
Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Oh, Miss Maya.
But yeah, like I was saying, it's like, you know, in your case, you have experience with not only just enjoying mystery stories, but writing them too.
Yeah.
So, of course, you already know, like, the subtle hints that kind of give things away.
Yeah. Obviously, there are things that I obviously will miss, but that's with every mystery genre that I've touched on new. Like, I've 100% fucking, let's remember, double string theory. The double string theory. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, hi.
Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea. What's going on?
Is this probably the hint of investigations, most likely?
Maybe? Who knows?
But yeah, it's like, it's a great story, great series, 100%. But I think it's not challenging for me in terms of like mega challenge.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Oh, okay. Are you gonna open it? Oh, no. Oh. That is too sweet. Oh my god. Very good job. This was very enjoyable, very worth my time. And I can't wait to start Justice for All.